Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, the 29th of June 2020, and I'm calling this Acceptance Monday. Now, before talking about today's topic, and thanks for the suggestion, it came from my wonderful friend Barbara. All these topics kind of tax my mind and gets me thinking, so hopefully it comes up to expectations. I want to remind everyone, first of all, that you're all individual, amazing people, and thank you for continuing to watch and listen to me. I've changed my desk today or where I'm sitting, so I have my sunflowers behind me. Yes, I painted them. I'm very proud of that, and they're my son's favourite flowers, so I thought I'd have them behind me today. So I think we should start with an affirmation. And you say it in your head, of course, this is for you, it's not me being arrogant. Each one of you has to start by the affirmations. I am positive. I am amazing. I am strong. And of course, while you're doing that, you do your deep breathing as well, and that calms you and energizes you. So, to the topic. What does acceptance really mean? Well, acceptance is a willful action, but it's also a courageous action. It's a commitment, and that is why it can be difficult to understand. You've probably heard the Serenity prayer. Oh, goodness me, I'm going to take a drink of water here. You've probably heard the Serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Serenity just means a calmness. So you've probably heard this before, but the most important, or the thing that's very powerful here, is the word wisdom. Although we all should have the wisdom to know how important it is to accept the things we can't change, if we're not able to do this, then it impacts negatively on our emotional and psychological well-being. So no matter the crisis, whether it's a health crisis, finance, or the loss of a loved one, not accepting it or just ignoring that it happened will make the situation will not make the situation any better, and it won't bring a loved one back. So when you ignore or fight the reality of the situation, you will find it difficult or even unable to cope with the situation and be unable to manage all your emotions that you're experiencing. You need to have a clear vision of what acceptance is, and because it's an willful, courageous act, it means you have a choice. It's the ability to make choices that make us human. So you can change the direction of your life at any time. However, how can you make a choice if you don't know what there is in life out there, or if there are any problems? So the first thing you need to do is identify what's out there in life. Identify the problems, the obstacles, or the challenges. Now, this is usually the first challenge you face, because you may be in denial that there is any problem at all, and that stops you from moving forward. If you face these challenges, then opportunities open up for you, and you will find great strength. Remember, I've talked previously about this. Out of your greatest challenges, you find your greatest strengths. Now, many people join a support group, and that's good. That helps them face that first problem. So they then accept that problems exist, or that something has actually happened. When you accept something, then your mindset changes. Remember, I've talked about it often, and that's what my ABC are based on. Your mind is extremely powerful. Remember, I've often said this about the past. Accept it, but leave it in the past, and focus on changing your future. When you do this, you can create the life you want. You will be more positive, and you will make a better life for yourself. So again, maybe another affirmation that you could say in your head. I deserve a good life. So many of us don't think we do. So you need to start thinking how wonderful you are, how amazing you are, and how strong. I've also talked previously about New Year resolutions, or your goals, your intentions, your aspirations. I want you to have your aspiration board. I hope you've done this to guide you towards an amazing life that you can have. But then you're probably beating yourself up, or some of you are. Did you keep your resolutions? Have you started your goals? Have you started them but not finished them? And during this lockdown, did you have so many good intentions of accomplishing lots but maybe didn't start? Or again, did you start and not finished? Have you given up? Well, don't beat yourself up about this, about not doing as much. Don't be disappointed in yourself. Don't worry that this situation's just about thinking whether the situation is good or bad. Start by seeing the situation how it is now. It's about loving yourself and appreciating yourself and knowing you have the ability to move forward. And remember the saying, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one small step. So just take that small step. Now, many of the things that hold you back are outside of your control. So it's not all about forgetting your goals. You probably, as I say, criticise yourself, blame yourself. Now, this is normal, but just stop. Stop criticising yourself. Stop being negative and start being flexible. Once you're flexible, you're able to adapt to each situation that you come across. So another affirmation today. What about saying, I am flexible. I face challenges and see them as opportunities. Now think about some of the things that you've not started, or started and not completed. Now instead of thinking of yourself as a failure or being disappointed in yourself, just revise what you were doing and adapt the plans you made. And when you adapt and you're flexible, you can then move forward. So how do you do this? Well, I feel like a broken record again, but it's changing your mindset. Be more positive. And when you do this, you will move forward. Accept and acknowledge that you're capable of doing better. Let go of the things that hold you back or you can't control. Focus on the positive and what you can control. When you do this, you'll start seeing challenges as opportunities. You'll even find new, innovative, creative ways of doing things. We've all been there. We've all been in a situation where we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But if you develop a way of seeing the positives in the situations that you come across, then you will find something to be positive and happy about. This takes time and effort, and that's actually why I designed and developed my ABC core techniques. They're short and they're easy to use. Now, as I trained as a musician, a pianist many years ago, and I remember that I did like Arthur Rubinstein. He was a classical pianist, and they say he was one of the best pianists to play Chopin. Well, he had a phrase, he had a quotation, and that was, there is no formula for success except an unconditional acceptance of life and what it brings. So have you ever looked at someone else's life and thought, that will never happen to me? Or why do all these good things happen to other people? So it can be a positive or a negative situation. But we don't know what's round the corner in life. Changes happen and they will impact on your life and they will change the person you are. You need to have the ability to accept that and then embrace it, the good and the bad. Now, people with resilience and courage are able to do this. This doesn't mean they don't think about the negative things in life that impact on them. Like the loss of my son, it doesn't mean I don't think about him or those who've lost a loved one, of course they think about them. But I've always tried to develop a positive mindset rather than a negative, defeatist one. Now, I'm sure all of those who've lost a loved one, you wished it never had happened, but it did. And of course, it's difficult to feel positive when you're suffering such a loss. If you accept that tragic things happen, then you're more likely to cope with crisis in the future, and you'll cope with them in a different way and from a different, more positive perspective. I know that my son would not want me to live a life full of sadness forever, and I honour his life more by being as positive as I can. It doesn't mean I have bouts of uncontrollable sobbing and wish he would just walk in the door. Of course I do, but I need to keep positive and keep moving forward. We don't know what's round the corner. So when you change your mindset to be positive, then your life will move forward and it'll be more smooth. It's the power of acceptance of what life throws at you. I can't bring my son back. I have to accept his choice and move on, honouring him in the only way I know how, and that's to help myself and others realise their true potential and that they can create the life they want. You will be happier and you'll be more at peace. However, whether the situation is the loss of a loved one or an opportunity you missed or sudden changes in your plans, if you accept the things that you're unable to control, then you will find this inner success, this inner happiness. Accepting what life throws at you will help you move forward and you'll feel happier and you'll actually be happier. You don't know what's round the corner. I keep repeating that. But why live in fear of what life's going to throw at you? You'll miss living. Acceptance, of course, is not about being weak. You need to be able to identify when to accept something. So how do you do this? Well, ask yourself, what's the purpose behind the challenge? What lesson are you going to learn from the challenge that life's thrown at you? When you know the purpose of the lesson, then you can decide whether to accept what's being thrown at you or fight it even. So don't try to understand why something unpredictable happened. We don't know. Just choose to live with it. You wish things were different? Of course you do. I do. But sometimes we can't change what happened, even if we want to. So some tips here. Let yourself have negative emotions. That's fine. It doesn't mean you don't take action. Allow yourself to have these negative feelings, these emotions. It doesn't mean that you're being helpless. It doesn't mean you've resigned yourself to the situation. It doesn't mean you're being passive. Before you can take action, though, you need to recognise and be aware of your negative feelings and emotions. You need to know this before you can choose how to respond to them. But this is extremely damaging to your mental health. So don't say to yourself, oh, I shouldn't be thinking this way. I should be strong enough to cope with this. Just change your mindset by affirming and say the words again. I am strong enough to cope. I am not afraid. Take time, because all this takes time and effort. So you need to take time to work through your negative emotions and any tragic experiences. And you can do this by being loving to yourself. Take care of yourself. So many people don't know how to do this. And again, that's why I developed my ABC core techniques. When you're working through your feelings, you will feel tension in your body, anywhere in your body. You can have heaviness in your shoulders, tension in your tummy, all parts of your body. And this is when you need to do the B, the breathing, the lower diaphragmatic breathing from the lower tummy. It brings energy, breathing in through your nose, brings energy into your body. And then when you exhale, you release the tension. And of course, your C is your creative imagination. Use that to take yourself to a place where you can be safe and secure, or where you can feel strong. I'll be doing the Oaktree Meditation later at the end of this. That's helped you to feel strong. These are mindfulness meditations. One thing that's good about letting go of emotional pain, the meditation I did on Friday, I've done it previously, but the good thing about that is that you start to be aware of feelings in your body and in your mind, and you learn to deal with them in a different way. And you realise that it's okay to have negative emotions. Now remember, accepting that something has happened does not mean you're getting over it. When you lose a loved one and accept that your loved one has died, doesn't mean you stop grieving or that there's somehow a silver lining behind this very, very dark cloud. It just means you're willing to acknowledge it happened and not deny it. And then you use that sort of recognition in moving forward in a different way. Other situations which are difficult to accept are maybe the behaviour of someone else. Perhaps you have a partner who flies into a rage, or they're maybe addicted to alcohol, that their whole mood changes. And when you are able, you try to talk with them about their behaviour. But what do? They just justify their behaviour, perhaps end up just saying, well, I've always been like this and nothing's going to change me. You end up maybe sticking with them. You hope that they will get better, but you have a choice. Do you accept the behaviour and suffer when they fly into rage again? Or do you accept the behaviour the next time and you start getting feelings of anger at yourself for just accepting it, and you want things to change? But you can't change someone else. You can only change yourself. And of course, if you get these feelings that you're angry with yourself because you've accepted the behaviour, you're actually confusing the word acceptance with approval. Acceptance is acknowledging that it has happened. Approval is allowing it or more of it to happen in the future. So once you face the reality of the rage, reality of the situation, you can then decide what to do. And remember again, you can only change you. You can't change someone else. Now, I'll leave you with some words taken from a poem. It was posted on Facebook, a lovely Irish lady, and it's from, I think it's Jeff Foster, but I think it fits well with the topic of acceptance today, and it refers to accepting yourself in the moment. Now, I've only taken some of the words from it, but it's beautiful. If you're exhausted, rest. If you're fed up with the news, turn it off. And I've been saying that a lot. So much negative news in this pandemic. Turn it off. If you want to do nothing, then do nothing. And you just say to yourself, and I think the last line of this poem was really important. Say to yourself, you are enough. Be your own self. It's simple in your being. So you can say that as an affirmation. I am enough. I am me. So another affirmation we can do is, I let go of things I can't control. I know I am positive, flexible, and adaptable to life's challenges. I am resilient, and I have courage to face life's challenges. Now, when you say these affirmations, it changes your mindset and you will feel better. It's a difficult thing to do, I know, but I've been there, and I have to accept that my son is gone, and those of you who have lost a loved one will do the same, and I hope you do the same. Doesn't mean you don't grieve. You need to go through the grieving process, and grief isn't something that you don't just get over this. But when you change your mindset and accept that it has happened, then you can move forward. You've got a choice in whatever way you want to do that. Now, I'm going to do the Oaktree meditation today, the mindfulness one, because I think that hopefully, well, I know when I use it, it brings strength to me, because the oak tree I see as it's from a small acorn, an oak tree grows, so it gives you strength, and you can do it. It'd be lovely if we could all go outside actually and do that just now. And you could hug a tree. You get tremendous energy from nature from it. Now, before I do, I'm going to have another drink. It's not gin, honestly. It's just water. So, for the oak tree meditation, I want you to put your feet on the ground and sit comfortably, shoulders back, so you feel confident. You've got that confident energy about you. And then we're going to take a deep breath in now. This Mind Bite meditation builds confidence, flexibility, because you're bringing in the trees, the movement of the leaves and the branches, but it also gives you strength, and it increases your self-esteem, because it helps you to clear negative thoughts and it turns them into positive ones. So I want you to sit comfortably and close your eyes. Now, close your eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold and then exhale. Now take another deep breath in through your nose. Hold and then exhale slowly. Now imagine yourself in the countryside. You are walking across a lovely meadow. The air around you is so pure. In the distance, there is a large, solid oak tree. It draws you towards it. It has strong branches stretching out from the trunk of the tree. The branches are swaying lightly in the breeze. You hear the leaves rustling. You move towards this strong tree. You sit down on the grass. Rest your body and mind. Lean against this bark of this strong, solid tree. Feel its strength flow through your body and mind. And say to yourself, I am confident. I feel strong and positive. I feel safe. I am strong. I know I can face challenges and turn them into opportunities. Now rest for a little while against this strong tree. Let its energy flow into your mind and body. Now take a deep breath in, and as you take a deep breath in through your nose, feel its strength and its energy fill your mind and body. Hold that feeling in your mind. And when you exhale, let all tension and anxiety leave your body. Slowly open your eyes and say to yourself, I am strong. I am positive. I am resilient. I can face any challenges that life throws at me and turn them into opportunities. And then, of course, just stretch and sugar your arms and shoulders and just relax. I hope that has helped. It should bring, if you're feeling kind of down and upset with yourself and you want to accept you as you, then just do this mindful meditation. It will help you to feel strong, and it will change your attitude and your mind. And remember, your mind is extremely powerful. So remember your ABC, and I hope that you use these daily and that they are now becoming a good habit for you. And thank you again to everyone who's been watching and listening. And I'm back on Wednesday. Now, I don't have a topic for Wednesday yet, and feel free to private message me a topic that you might want me to discuss. But hope this sets you up for the week, and I'll be back on Wednesday at 10 a.m. And thank you again. Virtual hugs to everybody, and take care. Bye for now.